Among 82 vegetables tested for anti-cancer activity, one came out on top. It wasn't broccoli. It wasn't kale. It wasn't spinach. It was the sweet potato with a 98.7% cancer suppression rate. And yet most Americans over 50 eat it only once a year, on Thanksgiving. Today, I'm going to show you why that needs to change. The supplement industry generates over $50 billion a year in the United States alone. They want you to believe that health comes in a capsule, that you need their pills, their powders, their proprietary blends. But what if I told you that a single root vegetable, one that costs less than $1, contains beta-carotene, anthocyanin, polyphenol, chlorogenic acid, vitamins A, B1, B2, C, potassium, calcium, and dietary fiber, all in one, no subscription required. In 1590, the Chinese physician Li Shizhen wrote in his masterwork, the Benqiao Gongmu, one of the most comprehensive medical texts in history, that the sweet potato was sweet in flavor, gentle in nature, and as powerful as medicine. He noted that islanders who ate sweet potatoes in place of grain lived remarkably long lives. That was over 400 years ago. Modern science is only now catching up to what he already knew. During World War II, when food rations were tight across America, the U.S. government promoted sweet potatoes as a survival crop. Soldiers and families alike relied on them. They were cheap, calorie-dense, and packed with nutrients. George Washington Carver, the legendary agricultural scientist, developed over 100 uses for the sweet potato, from flour to starch to dye. This isn't some trendy superfood. This is a food that has saved lives for centuries. So today, I'm going to cover 3 things. First, what sweet potatoes actually do inside your body, and the research behind it. Second, the right way to eat them, because the wrong way can actually spike your blood sugar higher than white rice. And third, who should be careful, because for some people, sweet potatoes can do more harm than good. Let's begin. Part 1. What sweet potatoes do to your body. A research team at the Institute of Medical Science at the University of Tokyo tested 82 vegetables for their ability to suppress cancer cell growth. Sweet potatoes ranked number 1, ahead of broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. The reason? 2 powerful antioxidants, beta-carotene and anthocyanin. These compounds don't just fight free radicals. They suppress the inflammation that cancer cells need to grow. They slow cellular aging. And according to this study, they can even help convert abnormal cells back toward normal function. The National Cancer Institute in the United States conducted its own study. People who ate sweet potatoes daily had a 50% lower cancer incidence compared to those who did not. 50%. That's not a supplement trial. That's not a pharmaceutical intervention. That's food. Here's something most people don't know. Sweet potatoes contain a compound called ganglioside, a type of glycolipid. According to Korea's Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, gangliosides play a critical role in cell growth, cell differentiation, and immune regulation. In simple terms, they help your immune system recognize what belongs in your body and what doesn't. That's your first line of defense against disease. Sweet potatoes are rich in chlorogenic acid, a powerful antioxidant that strengthens blood vessel walls and protects endothelial cells, the cells that line the inside of your arteries. They also contain polyphenol and potassium, which help maintain vascular elasticity. One medium sweet potato contains 337 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly double what you'd get from a banana. And potassium does something critical. It helps your kidneys flush out excess sodium. For anyone managing blood pressure, that matters. Let me put the numbers together for you. One medium sweet potato gives you 337 milligrams of potassium, 400% of your daily vitamin A, a significant amounts of vitamin C, B1, B2, dietary fiber, beta-carotene, anthocyanin, chlorogenic acid, polyphenol, ganglioside, and it costs you about 80 cents. Tell me what supplement does all of that. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A in your body, and vitamin A is essential for eye health. It reduces eye fatigue, protects your retina, and supports night vision. But it does something else that's often overlooked. It strengthens your mucous membranes. Your eyes, nose, throat, bronchial tubes, intestines, they're all lined with mucous membranes, and those membranes are your immune system's front wall. When they're strong, pathogens have a harder time getting in. When they're weak, you get sick. Sweet potatoes strengthen that wall. If you've ever cut a raw sweet potato and noticed a white, milky liquid seeping out. That's yolopin. It's a natural compound unique to sweet potatoes, and it stimulates bowel movement. Combined with the high dietary fiber content, sweet potatoes are one of the most effective natural remedies for constipation. And the fiber in sweet potatoes has a higher absorption rate than most plant fibers, meaning it binds to harmful substances in your gut more effectively and helps eliminate them. Part 2. The right way to eat sweet potatoes, because this changes everything. This is the part most people get wrong. A raw sweet potato has a glycemic index of about 55 that's classified as low GI. But boil it for 30 minutes, and the GI actually drops to 46. Now here's the shock. Roast it, and the GI jumps to 94. That's nearly as high as white bread. Same food, completely different effect on your blood sugar, depending on how you cook it. If you're watching your blood sugar, steaming or boiling is the way to go. Roasting is the worst option. Rule number 1, eat the skin. Most of the anthocyanin, polyphenol, yolopin, dietary fiber, and minerals are concentrated in and just beneath the skin. Peeling a sweet potato is like throwing away half its medicine. If you're concerned about pesticide residue, soak the sweet potato in diluted vinegar water for 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing. Use a soft sponge, never a metal scrubber, which damages the skin and the nutrients beneath it. Rule number 2, eat different colors. Not all sweet potatoes are the same. The white or chestnut variety is highest in potassium, excellent for blood pressure. The purple variety contains nearly double the anthocyanin and polyphenol of other types. That's your antioxidant powerhouse. And the orange variety, the one most common in the US, contains over 100 times more beta-carotene than the white kind. So rotate your colors. Each one gives you something different. Here's a fascinating finding. In Kagoshima, Japan, the country's largest sweet potato producing region, cancer rates are notably low. A Japanese research team found that sweet potatoes contain compounds that detoxify carcinogens, and these compounds are 50 to 100 times more concentrated than in regular potatoes. But here's the catch. These compounds are heat sensitive. Cooking destroys most of their activity. To get the full benefit, researchers recommend consuming raw sweet potato juice. You can grate it, blend it with apple or radish, or simply eat thin slices raw. Rule number 3, pair it wisely. Some combinations amplify the benefits. Radish contains diastase, a digestive enzyme that helps your body absorb sweet potatoes' anti-cancer compounds more efficiently. Apple contains pectin, which lines your intestinal wall and prevents the gas and fermentation that sweet potatoes can sometimes cause. And for those who enjoy it, kimchi or any naturally fermented vegetable provides probiotics that suppress abnormal fermentation in the gut while balancing sodium with sweet potatoes' potassium. Also, one important note, drink plenty of water when eating sweet potatoes. The high fiber content can actually worsen constipation if you're dehydrated. Part 3. Who needs to be careful? Because sweet potatoes are not for everyone. If you have a sensitive stomach, do not eat sweet potatoes on an empty stomach. They contain tannins and organic acids that can stimulate the stomach lining, trigger excess stomach acid, and cause heartburn, bloating, or abdominal pain. Eat them after a light meal, or pair them with something that buffers the acidity. If you have chronic kidney disease, be cautious with sweet potatoes. The high potassium content, the same potassium that's beneficial for healthy people, can be dangerous when your kidneys can't excrete it efficiently. Elevated blood potassium can lead to irregular heartbeat or cardiac arrhythmia. If you have kidney issues, consult your doctor before making sweet potatoes a regular part of your diet. If you have diabetes, remember what we discussed. Raw or steamed sweet potatoes have a low to moderate glycemic index. But roasted or baked sweet potatoes can spike your blood sugar dramatically. If you have diabetes, stick to small portions of steamed or raw sweet potato. Avoid roasted. And never eat sweet potato chips, fries, or any processed sweet potato product. Processing raises the glycemic index and adds unhealthy fats. And if you have irritable bowel syndrome or are prone to excessive gas, start small. The fiber and amylose in sweet potatoes can increase intestinal gas production. Blending sweet potato with radish or eating it alongside apple can help reduce this effect. Here's a simple rule to remember. One medium sweet potato has roughly the same calories as one bowl of rice. So if you eat 2 sweet potatoes, that's 2 bowls of rice worth of calories. Have a chronic condition, bring it down to 1 to 1. The recommended daily amount for a healthy adult is about 100 grams, roughly one small to medium sweet potato. For those managing a health condition, you can go up to 200 grams, but no more. And here's my golden ratio. If you eat sweet potato with rice, keep it at a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 parts sweet potato, 1 part rice. If you have a chronic condition, bring it down to 1-to-1. One final principle. No matter how powerful a food is, processing destroys it. The more you process any food, the higher its glycemic index climbs, and the more harmful fats it accumulates. Eat food as close to its natural form as possible. Steamed, not fried. Whole, not refined. This isn't just advice for sweet potatoes. It's a principle for everything you eat. Whole grains, natural plants, minimal processing. This approach doesn't just prevent disease. It's one of the most evidence-backed strategies for managing chronic illness. George Washington Carver once said, "I love to think of nature as an unlimited broadcasting station through which God speaks to us every hour if we will only tune in." He spent his life proving that the humblest crops, peanuts, sweet potatoes, soybeans, held extraordinary power. He was right then. The science proves him right now. Let's bring it all together. What we covered today: sweet potatoes ranked number 1 among 82 vegetables for cancer suppression, according to the University of Tokyo. Daily consumption was linked to 50% lower cancer rates, according to the National Cancer Institute. They contain beta-carotene, anthocyanin, chlorogenic acid, potassium, gangliosides, yolipin, and more, all in a single root that costs less than $1. Steaming is best. Roasting spikes blood sugar. Eat the skin. Rotate colors. And if you have kidney disease, diabetes, a sensitive stomach, or IBS, adjust accordingly. I read something in a health forum recently that stuck with me. A woman in her 60s wrote, "I spent thousands on supplements over the years. Then my doctor told me to just eat a sweet potato every morning. My blood work improved in 3 months. I felt like a fool, and then I felt free." She's not alone. Across online communities, from health groups to senior wellness forums, I keep seeing the same realization. The answer was never in a bottle. It was in the ground. 400 years ago, Li Shizhen wrote that the sweet potato was as powerful as medicine. He didn't have lab equipment. He didn't have clinical trials. He watched people live, and he wrote down what worked. For centuries later, the University of Tokyo, the National Cancer Institute, and researchers around the world are confirming what he observed with his own eyes. Sometimes the oldest wisdom is the most advanced science. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to spend hundreds at the health food store. You just need to start with one thing. One sweet potato, steamed, with the skin on, tomorrow morning. That's it. Your body will know what to do with it. It's been waiting for 400 years. If this helped you, share it with someone you care about. And if you know someone over 50 who's spending too much on supplements and not enough on real food, send them this video. I'll see you in the next one.